Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is going to be a reading. I'm using a deck that I just got. I'm using the Lori to Ukraine Tarot still, but I'm also using the Hutzel Tarot. It's another Ukrainian deck. And this is the deck. I'm still knitting the bag for it. I was trying to finish my pants to wear at college because before we get scrubs, um, no, I say this in a lot of videos, I'm taking a college course and I need to have like specific clothing before I get my scrubs. So they're like jeans or slacks. I just got jeans, but I don't think I could wear those jeans to school because they are from Hot Topic and they have like some pizzazz on them that I'm not sure if I would get like points deducted for it because we actually get graded for the somewhat uniform that we have before getting our scrubs. So the pants are pants. I'm happy with them. I just need to make one alteration, and it's because the pleating in the front is is different from the pleating in the back, and I feel like the back panels for the legs were ones that I did correctly. The ones in the front, I was wondering what the symbols were and I was trying to like look it up, but I wasn't typing in the right things because I wasn't getting the answers. So I kind of just like tried to do some things and the band isn't completely lined up with the the front. So that's all I'm going to adjust. But otherwise, they're pants and they're completely like all put sewn together. So I'm still happy with that. I'm going to start pulling the cards. I have class tomorrow. I have my 5 alarms that are they're like in intervals starting at around 6:15 and then working up to like maybe half an hour before I have class. And I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be like a 7 o'clock morning person. And I don't want to say I'm not a morning person because I I feel like I'm the most awake a lot of the times around like 4:30, 4 a.m. I would say. And I don't know if it's because like I was born around 4:30 a.m. or if it's just a thing. But I usually like to do a lot of stuff after midnight. That's when I get really productive for some reason. And even at nighttime too, I tend to be like in my zone. When it reaches around 10 a.m., that's when I start to like become more awake. But ever since I was little, like even in elementary school, like my parents would try to get me to eat, and they would just give me a, a cup that had a little bit of cereal, and it was just not what I wanted in in the morning. I just like wasn't hungry until maybe around 10 o'clock, the earliest, or noon when I start to get an appetite. And For some reason at 7 o'clock, that's when I feel a little sleepy. I okay, so the bottom of the deck is Justice. And then I'll get started on knitting the bag again because I was doing the pants first, and then before that I was finishing a knitted hat, and I really want to finish the bag because now the deck is here and I finish it. I feel like it's starting off strong because after the Justice, there's the Magician, and this one has Archangel Michael on it. I feel like there's like a quick adjustment or acclimation or being acclimated to something. It could be an adjustment of plans and making do, or like there's some type of innovation. But I feel like when it's with the magician, it's kind of like the magician pulling something out of his or her hat and running with it. Like it just seems like $1 million great idea. Because you also have the Ten of Cups with the Eight of Wands. And those are like kind of fast-paced cards. I'm not seeing, Pentacle energy right off the bat. I didn't turn over the other cards. When I pull out the cards, I don't turn them over until I pull out, um, usually until I pull out all the cards. So the Ten of Cups and the Eight of Wands are towards the end of the cycles and minor arcana. Two of Wands, minor arcana, and then the Magician and Justice are major arcana. When it comes to adjustment, like if you're trying to be in, like you're starting off in a new area or like a new job or even in a classroom, I feel like there might be a quick adjustment to where it seems like it's something where it's almost like you don't need to worry, especially with that Magician and Archangel Michael being on there, that it almost seems a little smooth sailing and almost so immediate, like really immediate results for that, and immediate results for the Two of Wands, because the Two of Wands is usually like the blueprints or the even the delegating or putting together type of period for things. It's like the building, not necessarily building blocks. It's not, I would say maybe you could do that with pentacle energy, but with the wands, it's definitely a type of putting your energy in. So I guess it's like a combination, but it really does jump. And it kind of reminds me, like earlier, I just saw, because I've been watching, I go through like different phases of watching different things. Well, I guess different groupings. I watch a lot of fiber videos, like with maybe the different types of things that you do with fiber, like knitting, weaving, spinning, crocheting, um, and I also like to watch the Sims videos because I would play the Sims a lot. I actually lost my external hard drive in a move. I know what happened to the hard drive, but so it's not with me anymore. So that had um well that made it possible for me to play the game on my laptop because it's a lot of space on this laptop. So and they're not like cheap either. I guess if you're into electronics, it might not be the biggest investment because electronics are expensive in general, but you know me, I tend to not like to spend money on certain things, but then I get really into other things, so but I still try to do it on a budget too. But another category that I've been doing a lot lately is watching food videos, specifically vegan videos, and it gives me so many ideas. I have been wanting to make my own ricotta, and that seems pretty straightforward, but I saw this other recipe for ricotta that I could do with the stuff that I have in the fridge already. And I mean, the base of it, I don't even have like lactose-free milk or other types of milk in my fridge, so that's what I'm talking about with not having ingredients for, but I was going to get some milk, lactose-free milk and or oat milk. But that was another thing, the oat milk that sorry. It's kind of going with what I was saying with thinking about like this idea and it just kind of goes off from there because I was like, why am I not making my own oat milk? And there are so many oats in the pantry for some reason. There's like bags of them, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll use it. So, use some of the bags, and then I could use it for some things, and I could gradually make it when I need it. So, why haven't I been doing this? And I just feel like there's so many ideas or like things that I want to um recreate in the kitchen based off of what I have and like, your taste buds. So it's interesting the past is the three of wands. And the present is the two of wands. It's almost like not really waiting and just going with it. Like if you're maybe waiting to get paid or waiting for the okay to do this, so in the meantime, I'm going to do something else. And we really look at the different opportunities that are there with the Justice card, because the Justice is associated with Libra and like this the symbol for Libra is the scales. 4 and 4, the obstacle. It's interesting because like, well, I did the reading using the Hutzel Tarot on my other channel because I wanted to see how I would read with it. And I'm not saying that like this the devil card doesn't come up in other readings, but it came up as the obstacle. And in that reading it came up as like the mental card because I was doing a different spread too. The overall energy is the Three of Cups. I really feel like it links to the Ten of Cups. So I feel like it might have to do with not needing to do certain things on your own. It might be of a benefit to um I'm getting like see what like the resources are. Like in school, they tell you if you need transportation or help with housing or um, like even childcare, then there's like a resource center or talking to a person to see what they could do to help you for the different things that you need to make the whole experience a little better. I feel like there is a matter of improving something, and there just seems to be. Oh, is it still going? Do I need to charge? Oh, I need to charge my laptop. Yeah, it didn't stop because sometimes like when it's really low, it stops it. And sometimes I feel like I'm charging my laptop and then it turns out that because there's two plugs next to the bed and my fan is always going, so I don't unplug that. And even in the winter time, I mean, it's like the desert, but it's cooler at night, but I still keep the fan on. Then sometimes like I kind of switch it up, like I charge it, I either charge my cell phone or I charge my laptop, or I could charge my laptop. Well, I could charge my phone on my laptop. So it really does feel like a lean on me type of energy to even help progress or make things go more quickly. Because the Eight of Wands is a card, um, it's like a card of swift movement. It's one of the main characteristics of the Eight of Wands, because it's usually represented by a bunch of wands, or they look like batons, and sometimes they looks like arrows that could be lined up in, like if you shoot like a bunch of arrows in the sky and then there's like an acceleration, it kind of feels like that, even an accelerated course. So there might be things that you have to learn, and I was getting inherit along the way, but again, the overall, well, the energy is the Three of Cups, and then there's the Six of Wands and how to overcome the obstacle. So it kind of feels like fire and fire, to be honest. And I don't think any cards are bad in the deck. It's just a matter of perception. It is associated with Capricorn. So if that's the case, and Capricorn is Pentacle energy, it may be a good thing, like again with resources or even your finances or something that helps. If you're thinking about a career that could help, that could be like in the category of like the financial area or like wealth in that way. Some type of thing to make things easier, or even because the Six of Wands is generally a card where you see in like the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, you see like a bunch of what look like soldiers on horseback, and they're going into what looks like their hometown, and everyone is just like crowding around, just excited that they're back, type of thing. So that might be recognition too. And with the double card, I'm getting like there's like a like dispersing and not just holding everything in one area or like to yourself. There might be shared resources. And with the Ten of Cups, it's a specific interpretation for the Glory to Ukraine tarot, because there are, I guess you would consider them explosives for that. So there is something of it being, again, like kind of a dispersed type of energy, that it's not confined. And with the obstacle, it may even be a possibility that there might be some things that, like, why would I share it? It kind of reminds me of like even siblings. Because I'm not really close with my brother, and honestly, although he's my older brother, I don't really feel that he like does like a lot of older brother things. Because if anything, I feel like I have um I don't know if I would say like a heartier personality, but um I'm not really I'm not like the sibling that needs defending necessarily, and I'm not saying like he needs defending, but I mean I have defended him surprisingly, but I it's almost like, well, I do this with I do like jokes on my brother, but you're not allowed to do like those types of jokes because that just seems that it's like not good. So then I come in and I'm like, I don't want to say I'm the asshole, but um kind of like the guns blazing type of personality. So the present energy is, and I'm really getting, because my as I was saying that, like my back is like itching, that I scratch my back, you scratch my back type of thing. I feel like that's the saying. I always say sayings that like I don't know how they go, but it just seems like there's a reciprocation. And it's not surprising with that obstacle, because if that obstacle is a specific person, that person might be looking for some type of compensation for their services. And although like you could tell, like being that card, it's not, it may not even be the most appropriate time, or it might be like, it's not the Wheel of Fortune, but it kind of feels like casino energy where they monitor those things and they try to make sure that things are going so that if anything, the casino wins at the end of the day. It's almost like that. So there might be some things to be addressed there, but I feel like there are different resources that are being addressed or will be called upon in that way. So you have the Fool and the Four of Swords in the present. Eh. And it kind of feels like a bird learning how to fly. Obviously, that's a person, but then there's birds above him, and may not be the safest thing, because when you see the Fool card, especially when it's kind of more on the traditional side, the Fool is going off the cliff, and it has like a companion. You see the birds are there, and that could be expanding the horizons too, because it's always the Fool's journey, but I also feel like it's linked to the world energy too, which is, in a way, at the end of the major arcana, And I just say in a way because it's like the Fool, you start with the Fool, you end with the Fool because it has the value of 0. Matched up with the Four of Swords. And this is such a wild energy too, because with the Four of Swords is usually like in a resting state, especially when it comes to um, healing the mind or being in a specific zone of or train of thought. The Four of Swords is a little more methodical, well, a lot more methodical than the Fool, because the Fool card is one that like takes their chances, and sometimes it can be seen as like a literal fool or something foolish, or maybe just jester energy or something that doesn't really take time to um, see or feel out situations before getting into them. So that could be like a deep dive into this type of fool. So, or things that may be necessary. The Four of Swords is minor arcana, the Fool is major arcana with the Devil. Again, when I was saying 4 and 4, so the Four of Swords, and then there's the Four of Cups. There might be an energy, like with the Four of Swords, of thinking ahead. Just to say, I mean, with the Four of Swords, it's after the Three of Swords. You're not seeing in this reading, but the Three of Swords is a card that you would associate something that may be an energy of feeling like not in the best mindset in some type of capacity. The Four of Swords is that resting state, and the Three of Swords may be something because it's such a, well, it can be communication too. It could be like hearing something or finding out something that you didn't necessarily want to find out. And then the Four of Swords is slowly coming to terms with it. And the Five of Swords, even though it's not here, it can be a card of being like almost a villain arc type of situation, but it's minor arcana, so it might come and go, but it could be different stages of grieving too. Or not taking what transpired in that Three of Swords. So we're kind of going through the different phases of life. There are a couple of number repeats, as I was saying, like with the 4 and 4. There's the Three of Cups and the Three of Wands. And well, this is the Four of Cups. I feel like the Four of Cups is coming into like an agreement. Is it an agreement that is super like exactly what you're looking for? It's, I wouldn't say so, just because Four of Four of Cups is like um what may feel like opportunities that didn't present themselves, and then you have this opportunity that's just there, um that seems a little almost necessary to take, because if we don't take it, I feel like the Fool's journey doesn't take off. Like there's something about it that makes it seem like the Fool needs this for the Fool's journey to continue forward. I'm gonna pull out a couple more cards. And I'm also getting the things that we learn or do along the way, eventually, it's almost saying that we could do it ourselves, or we can bring certain things into our lives that maybe that once were there. It just seems like a moment in time type of feeling. But the magician and justice just make it seem like don't like doubt what you have or what you can do because there's a chance that you may not know it, but you're the one who has like the aces up their sleeve, up your sleeve. Oh my god, who's thinking about me? My nose keeps itching. They're talking about me. Oh, you have justice again. So I feel like it won't like be in a bad way. That what the outcome is going to have some type of universal law associated with it, especially when you're a person or a country that just like minds their own business. um I feel like that goes a long way too, because not only you're feeling it but maybe others around you, like with the Three of Cups and even the Ten of Cups, the other people are just like they see things because they know that you are just like staying in your own lane. And even if some things that weren't great that went your way, people are just like, no, this person or like this country, they don't need that because they're not causing trouble with anybody else. So it's almost like that type of reveal that you don't even have to necessarily do too much to get that type of compensation. Because, like, with the Justice card, like, karma doesn't forget, and you get your compensation one way or another. At least that's how I feel about it. And I'm a Libra. Then you have the Hanged Man with the Six of Cups. I didn't say, oh, did I say? So there's a lot of swords energy. So this could be like almost like a game of chess. There's so much like swords energy coming on in this reading. It's not the most, I mean, it comes up a little bit, but at the same time, I feel it strongly. And maybe because Justice is here too, and Justice is associated with Libra, and Libra is associated, well, the card for Libra is like the Queen of Swords too. So these are the other cards that I just pulled out. Another Justice here. Oh my god. So when we think about the Hanged Man as a human or like just any type of moment in time, um, we don't really stay in that position forever. Well, it's number 12. It's not, um, it's almost midway point of the major arcana, but it's a little over that. But sometimes it like life forces us to stay in one place or stay in one type of position. I feel like there is just something where it gets us out of it, that we're thinking outside the box, or we're using again the resources that we have that the magician like pulls out. And it can be something where like, oh yeah, I actually have this or that, or I could maybe call this person for this thing. And because there's a lot of movement right from the beginning of the reading, it just makes me feel like there was a hanged man position or the hanged man moment, but it's getting out of that. Like there's something that moves it. And even with the justice matched with the Seven of Swords here, and There's a different type of there's a lot of different energies that you can't get from the Seven of Swords because it's like almost like a tiptoeing type of um getting away from something after receiving certain things. Because I was getting like, what gets you out of the hanged man position? And I got the Empress. And the Empress can be associated with Libra, but it's also with Taurus too. So you're getting like the bull. It can be facing things head on and almost matching somebody's energy and then doing what you need to do and then just kind of almost swiftly or like maybe even quietly or even sneakily like getting away from it or once you did what you needed to do, it's almost like a scurrying or not like in a bad way, but just with the Seven of Swords energy and what that brings. And with the Empress, it is a maternal card, so there is something that is, it almost feels like something waiting to get births. Is that what you say? Like it's towards the end of the pregnancy type of thing. Like it's been going on for X amount of time, and now like it's time for that. And since I was accidentally pulling it up with the Three of Cups, it could be like with the Three of Cups too. And it makes sense with the maternal energy because you also get that with the Six of Cups in this deck. Because it looks like it could be mother-daughter type of thing. It's almost like defending your own in a way. So the last couple of cards, I was gonna try to pull out the death card because I saw it and then I didn't pull it out when I did. And then I tried to like I saw it again, but then I accidentally pulled out another card, so I guess like maybe not. Because I was going with the Four of Cups to just bring the reading together. And I got the Five of Cups, well with the Seven of Coins, Seven of Pentacles. The death card was technically in passing, but it could be like in passing. It's almost as if like with the Seven of Swords, it's like surviving death or like just if there was like a brink of something, it's just it didn't happen. Like it was it is it getting away with the hair or like do you know what I mean? Just in the nick of time type of thing. But you have the Seven of Pentacles with the Five of Cups. So 4 to 5. And again, with the justice coming in twice, I really feel like that's extra validation because it just feels like, well, the words that I'm getting is getting your money's worth, or there's just the payoff that comes out of it. And you even have the King of Pentacles, the King of Coins here. And then with the Lovers card. And the Seven of Pentacles is a slow card, too. And with the King of Pentacles, it just feels like there's something that is a good deal or a good thing that happens. Lover's card also, you don't have to read the signs, but it is associated with Gemini. Coins also with Capricorn. With the Lovers, it feels like an energy of relief. And the King of Pentacles, King of Coins did show up in the other reading too. So, but I feel with the Four of Cups, it's, especially with the Five of Cups there and the Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Coins, that you might not see stuff right away, the results right away, but it won't be as bad as it seems. Like the Five of Cups is kind of not an exaggerated energy because it can be understandable if you see something based off of what's happening at that moment, but the Seven of Pentacles isn't a card of of like necessarily of the present. It's one where you see results over time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.